The Epic of Gilgamesh is one of the earliest surviving works of world literature, originating in ancient Mesopotamia around 2100 BCE. The epic explores profound themes such as friendship, power, mortality, human suffering, and the search for eternal life. The story centers on Gilgamesh, the powerful king of Uruk, and his gradual transformation from a tyrannical ruler into a wise and humble human being who accepts the limits of mortality. Gilgamesh is introduced as the king of Uruk, a city renowned for its mighty walls. He's described as two-thirds divine and one-third human, blessed with immense strength, courage, and intelligence. However, despite his greatness, Gilgamesh is also deeply flawed. He rules Uruk with cruelty and arrogance, abusing his power and oppressing his people. He forces young men into exhausting labor and violates social and moral boundaries, causing the citizens of Uruk to cry out to the gods for help. The gods hear the people's pleas and decide to create a rival who can challenge Gilgamesh and restrain his excesses. Thus, they create Enkidu, a wild man formed from clay by the goddess Aruru. Enkidu lives among animals in the wilderness, innocent of civilization, running freely with beasts and protecting them from hunters. To bring Enkidu into human society, a temple prostitute named Shamhat is sent to him. Through her companionship, Enkidu is gradually transformed. He loses his animal strength but gains human awareness, wisdom, and emotional depth. He learns to eat bread, drink wine, wear clothes, and understand human customs. Enkidu hears of Gilgamesh's tyranny and travels to Uruk to confront him. When the two finally meet, they engage in a fierce physical battle that shakes the city. Neither is able to defeat the other. Eventually, the struggle ends in mutual respect, and the two become close friends. This friendship marks a turning point in Gilgamesh's life, as Enkidu becomes his moral balance and emotional companion. Seeking fame and glory, Gilgamesh proposes a dangerous quest to the Cedar Forest, guarded by the monstrous giant Humbaba, servant of the god Enlil. Enkidu initially hesitates, knowing the forest's dangers, but eventually agrees. Despite warnings from elders and Enkidu seers, the two heroes set out. With the help of the sun god Shamash, they confront Humbaba. After a terrifying battle, they defeat and kill him, cutting down the sacred cedars. Though victorious, this act angers the gods, as Humbaba was divinely appointed to guard the forest. Their triumph brings fame, but also sets divine punishment in motion. After returning to Uruk, Gilgamesh attracts the attention of the goddess Ishtar, who proposes marriage. Gilgamesh rejects her harshly, listing her past lovers whom she destroyed. Furious, Ishtar asks her father Anu to send the bull of heaven to punish Gilgamesh and Uruk. The bull causes devastation, but Gilgamesh and Enkidu work together to slay it. Enkidu insults Ishtar by throwing part of the bull at her, further provoking divine wrath. As punishment for killing Humbaba and the bull of heaven, the gods decree that Enkidu must die. Enkidu falls gravely ill and suffers intensely. He curses Shamhat and the Cedar Forest, but later withdraws his curse, realizing the value of human companionship. After 12 days of illness, Enkidu dies. His death devastates Gilgamesh and marks the emotional core of the epic. Gilgamesh is overwhelmed with grief. He mourns Enkidu deeply, refusing to bury him until his body begins to decay. For the first time, Gilgamesh becomes fully aware of his own mortality. The death of his friend terrifies him, and he begins to fear that the same fate awaits him. Consumed by dread, Gilgamesh abandons his royal life and embarks on a journey to discover the secret of immortality. He seeks Utnapishtim, the only human granted eternal life by the gods, hoping to escape death himself. Gilgamesh's journey is long and perilous. He travels through wild lands, mountains, and darkness. He encounters scorpion men, guardians of the path to the sun, who allow him to pass after recognizing his divine heritage. He then journeys through a tunnel of complete darkness and emerges into a magical garden filled with jewel-like trees. Eventually, he meets Siluri, a tavern keeper who advises him to accept human life, enjoy love, food, and companionship instead of seeking immortality. Gilgamesh refuses to give up. With the help of Ushanavi, a ferryman, Gilgamesh crosses the waters of death to reach Utnapishtim. Utnapishtim tells Gilgamesh the story of the Great Flood, which closely resembles later flood narratives found in religious traditions. The gods once decided to destroy humanity, but the god Ea warned Utnapishtim and instructed him to build a massive boat. Utnapishtim saved his family, animals, and craftsmen from the flood. After the flood receded, Utnapishtim offered sacrifices, pleasing the gods. As a reward, he and his wife were granted immortality and sent to live at the edge of the world. Utnapishtim explains that immortality is a unique and unrepeatable gift, not meant for ordinary humans like Gilgamesh. To prove that Gilgamesh is unworthy of eternal life, Utnapishtim challenges him to stay awake for 6 days and 7 nights. Gilgamesh fails almost immediately, falling asleep. This failure demonstrates human weakness and mortality. However, Utnapishtim reveals the existence of a magical plant of rejuvenation that can restore youth. Gilgamesh retrieves the plant from the depths of the sea and plans to share it with the elders of Uruk. On his journey home, while bathing in a pool, Gilgamesh leaves the plant unattended. A serpent steals it and sheds its skin, symbolizing renewal. Gilgamesh weeps, realizing that even this chance at renewal has been taken from him. Gilgamesh returns to Uruk empty-handed but transformed. He shows Ushanabi the massive city walls, recognizing that human achievement and legacy, not immortality, give life meaning. He accepts that death is unavoidable, but wisdom, compassion, and creation endure. The epic ends with Gilgamesh no longer a tyrant, but a wiser ruler, having learned humility, empathy, and the value of human bonds. The Epic of Gilgamesh presents a timeless reflection on the human condition. Through Gilgamesh's journey, the epic explores how friendship humanizes power, how loss leads to wisdom, and how acceptance of mortality gives life its deepest meaning. The story remains relevant because it addresses universal questions about life, death, and what it truly means to be human.